Everyone, Jeff here, and I hope you guys are having a great weekend. You know, I've been reading a lot, and one of the things I've found in everything that's happening right now, one thing that always keeps coming back is when Jesus talks about what the greatest commandments are. Right? So I'm going to read something real quick. It's Matthew 22. I'm going to start with verse 37. It says, Jesus replied, "You must love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. This is the first and greatest commandment. The second is equally important. Love your neighbor as yourself." And then he goes on to say, he says, all the other commandments and all the demands of the prophets are based on these two commandments. I think one thing we need to remember is what he says last there, right? Verse 40. All the other commandments and all the demands of the prophets are based on these two commandments. And what he's talking about there is this, right? Think about it, guys. If you love the Lord with all your mind, all your heart, and all your soul, right? What kind of demand is that going to put on you, right? We serve a holy God, right? He demands perfection. So if you love God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your spirit, right? Then what's going to happen, right? Everything you do, you're going to want to do to glorify His name and glorify His presence. And that basically brings you into doing everything you can to do the right thing in all situations, right? Then the other thing he says is you got to love your neighbor as yourself, right? And that brings us to where we are today, guys, right? No matter what your opinion of something is, at the end of the day, the person is still a person, right? And Jesus' demands doesn't change depending on the religious affiliation of that person, religion on the political affiliation of that person, no matter what, right? He says to love your neighbor as yourself. So I'm just telling you, you know, and go back to verse 40, right? Go back to verse 40 one more time. It says, all the other commandments and all the other demands of the prophets are based on these two commandments. Meaning, basically, if you do everything you can to fulfill those two commandments, then guess what? Everything else falls into place. So I'm going to tell you this, all right? You know, this week, no matter what you're thinking about, whatever's happening outside, all right? Think about everything you do. Are you doing it to show love to God, right? Love your God with all your heart, your mind, your spirit, right? And then the second thing is always look at it from, are you loving your neighbor as you do yourself? I'm just telling you guys, if we can come to grip and follow through, and that's the big thing, take action on these two commandments, that's going to correct a lot of the problems we see, all right? So, like I said, I hope that helps someone. And you guys have a great rest of your Sunday evening. And like I said, I'll see some of you guys real early tomorrow morning. All right? You guys take care.